Hello, how you doing? I'm so happy to be here. Such an honor to be speaking to the amazing RCFUITH final year students. Thank you so much for having me. I'm Dr. Yemisi Adeyeye. I want to say thank you to the leadership of the RCFUITH and also the leadership of the final year students fellowship. Thank you so much for having me. So my responsibility today is to talk about the alternative pathway to the career, the alternative career pathway in medicine. So medicine is a course that you study for several years, 6 years plus, depending on whatever challenges come on the way of people as they try to achieve this goal. And when you are done with these 6 years of training, you have a lot of decisions to make, so many decisions to make. You have to think about what next. The traditional pathway from medical school, when you are done with your medical school training, you do your 1 year internship program. After the 1 year internship program, you do your NYSC, that's a 1 year mandatory service program for the Nigerian um, populate. So every graduate in Nigeria must do that 1 year. It does not matter what course you study. So far you finish from the university or Polytechnic HND, you have to do that 1 year. So these years are already set, and this is what everyone will do. Okay, except those who are, older than the age of for that service, they have their exemption. And after this time, you have to think, what next? So the traditional pathway is to go into residency, where you choose a specialist pathway, you do the exams, you um, get into the residency program, and you go through it. And after about 5 years or thereabouts, you become a specialist. Afterwards, you seek employment to work as a consultant. That's the pathway, the traditional pathway that all of us will know. But recently, because of how the world is and how things are evolving, we have started thinking of other pathways that are not conventional, they are not popular, but they exist. Another pathway aside the residency pathway is to go through the academic medicine, where you start working as a lecturer. You do your master's, your PhD, you work as a lecturer, and you get to the top of the ladder and work as a professor. That is another pathway. The third pathway is to get a job with the government, either the federal government or the state government. And when you get this job and you keep growing on that path, ladder of progress in that state civil service work, you get to the point, you rise to the level of being a director or maybe a permanent secretary. And this pathway is important because the way Nigerian government is governed is majorly through the state government. It's the state government that has that connects to the people. So there's nothing the federal government wants to do that they will not step it down through the state government. So there are a lot of opportunities in that pathway. So there are other pathways you want to consider in which you work with agencies. So there are federal government agencies that you can work with. There are many, but one of it is the NHIS, now NHIA. And when you work with them, you have the opportunity to use your medical knowledge, what you've learned in school, to provide services on that platform where you work with other people to create management for the NHIS that governs how hospitals manage patients under their scheme all over Nigeria. The other pathway is to work with okay, there's this pathway that is rare, but it exists, especially for people that relocate out of Nigeria. Some people may not, for different reasons, do medicine again, but may want to go to other healthcare programs like pharmacy, nursing, and so on. It's rare, but it happens for different reasons. So I still need to mention that. Another pathway is to work with industries like pharmaceutical industries, laboratories, research companies, where you provide medical advisory support to them and take up some other roles and responsibilities. There are some non-clinical responsibilities or roles or careers that exist where you are not directly providing the clinical responsibility, the clinical service directly to the patient, but you monitor what happens around them. So outside Nigeria, there are some people that work as chart reviewers. So they look at what you have done as a doctor or what doctors have done, nurses and other people have done to ensure they are doing the right thing. They make sure they make recommendation on treatment, on procedures, on dosages, on let of stay. Just make sure that everything is done appropriately so that we have the case in Nigeria where some patients will not just see them again in the clinic. You maybe later you hear about them, something has happened to them, but when you see them, you're like, where have you been? It doesn't happen in some countries because they are medical chart reviewers that ensure that everything is done in the right way. And if any patient is not sure when they should show, they can escalate and make sure that things are done appropriately. And such people, they study courses like quality assurance to ensure that the quality of care that is given to patients is optimal. Another aspect of alternative career pathway is medical consulting. Medical consulting happens where is a role in which you use your medical knowledge to provide support, consultation to industries, not to individuals this time around, but to industries and industries that takes care of industries like medical startups, biotechnological companies, pharmaceutical companies. They also need doctors on their team to ensure that things work the way it should work. The other one that I also want to talk about are people that um, provide medical consulting to venture capital companies. These companies invest in healthcare and other sectors, but for them to be able to do this adequately, they definitely depend on the expertise of doctors to give them the right counsel on how to go, about some things that are technical to them that you will know better about. And this opportunity to work with VCs, with such companies, also give you that exposure to know that you too you can become an investor. Either you work with the VCs or you become an angel investors where you invest in other businesses directly. We need a lot of that. And that is one of the things I would like to do. I started doing and I want to do more, to become an investor. You don't go through the stress of the business, you just invest your money and you enjoy the return on your investment. Another alternate career pathway to medicine is medical informatics. This is a role which is a bridge between the clinical and the software development or software coding side. So we use so many equipment, we use so many um, softwares. There are people that code these softwares. So you can decide to go into that aspect. I tell people that doctors are the smartest people on earth. Of course, there are other smart people, but we are one of the smartest people on earth. So if you can do medicine, there's hardly anything that will be hard for you to do. So if you want to go into tech and you love tech a lot, you also love medicine, you want to look into medical informatics. There are also people that work with the legal sector. Yes, legal sector. You watch them in movies, don't you? Or for those of you who have had some experiences in that sector. So people work, medical doctors work with the legal sector where they provide, um, they contribute on cases, testify in court. We also have courts for medical doctors. There are doctors who sit on that court in that court to provide, judgments for or against in areas of medical malpractices, negligence, and all those things. So that's another unpopular pathway, career pathway for doctors. Another one is health administration. So if you like administration so much, you want things to be done in an organized way, you always complain why are things like this in UITH, are there no administrators, and you want to go in that pathway, it's a good one. You may need to do things, some courses like MBA, and there is also a course called medical called Masters in Medical Management. You want to do something like that. Public health too can also enhance you to be able to fulfill this kind of role. Another one is medical writing, is another alternative pathway. So if you are good with writing, you know how to write sales copy, you know how to write, articles, you know how to write manuscripts, abstracts. This is a career on its own that you can get paid for, And for those who say that, oh, I want to do this, but I don't know how to start, you can start by writing on blogs or even have your own blog where you write these things. Another very popular one right now is the health content creation. It's another pathway. We know some people who are already in that pathway. I know Adeyeye, I don't know if some of you know him. He finished from University of Ilorin. And there are some other popular ones that create content on health matters. And because of this, they gain that relevance, that recognition. They have other opportunities, they are being paid to endorse health products or health related products. They are being invited to be part of campaigns, even movies, and they are getting paid for it. So that's another pathway that you can consider. I just want to say that because social media has its algorithms and so on, it may not go as fast as you want it to go. But if you keep doing it, you will get there. But I will advise that instead of you to just quit what will bring you money to start that full time, you may want to start gradually. And when you see that this content creation is bringing you the kind of money that can stabilize your life, you can now quit the traditional pathway. That's my advice because you need to ensure that your life goes on and you are fine. You are not stranded. Okay. All right, so another one that I would like to talk about is my favorite, and that is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, you know, entrepreneurship is a beautiful thing. That yes, that's the title of my book. I'm an author, and I've written on this topic, entrepreneurship, what you need to know, how you need to go into it. But for the sake of this discussion, I would like to say that if you um, as someone that you like you like to provide solutions to challenges, you may want to consider entrepreneurship because it gives you that ability to be able to create solution promptly in the right time to problems. So before you, well, if you're thinking of entrepreneurship, the first thing you need to think about is what problem do I want to solve? There are many problems in this world. There are so many. But you want to think which one do I want to solve or which one will make me happy solving. So you want to look at the problems, you want to do your research around it. Then you want to think about how to solve the problem. I developed a model about entrepreneurship that has a four quadrant. The first quadrant is the problem quadrant. So you first look at the problem. What are the problems that are available that you can solve? So how do you look at problem? It could be a personal problem. Maybe as a female, you discover that um, you you keep your records of your menstrual cycle, but somehow wherever you keep it, maybe wherever you write it or calendar you use, you can't find it again. You may just want to create an app. There are apps like that, but maybe they don't have African content. They don't have content that is good for us or specific to tailor made for African women. You want to do something like that, and you are creating solution from the personal problem that you recognize. Another way of looking out for the kind of problem to solve are other people's problem. So maybe you don't have sickle cell, but you see sickle cell patient, or you have a friend or a sister that has sickle cell, and you see this peculiar challenge with them, and you want to think of a solution to it and make sure that that solution, do research around it, like that this problem also exists in other people, and many people have this problem. If many people have a kind of problem and there's a solution to it, there are many people will pay you for that solution. The third one is province. You want to look at it. Sometimes the problem you see could just be problems that are in a particular sector. You just notice that maybe all the hospitals in uh, west southwest, or all the hospitals in Kwara State, they are having this specific challenge. Then you create a solution to it. Then you will see that all the hospitals in that province, instead of you competing with them, they become people that collaborate with you. They want to do business with you because you have a solution for them. And those are the ways to look at different problems that are around. So you also want to look at it at, when you look for problems to solve, it's a beautiful thing. And I'll tell you what, people pay you for it and they also thank you for the solution you bring. And that's one of the most fulfilling thing about entrepreneurship, because you are solving a problem. The second quadrant is the solution quadrant. You want to think, have an idea of the solution you want to solve. Then you want to look for all the resources that you will need to solve that problem, and you want to start solving the problem. And when you start solving problem, definitely, like I said, people will pay you. So you start making money from it. I know that's what people like most about entrepreneurship, but it's much more than just making money. The next quadrant is about systems. When you create a solution, you don't want it to be a one-off thing. You want it to be able to, be the self sufficient in a way that it's sustainable. It's sustainable. So in order to have a sustainable business, you must create system. So the third quadrant is the systems quadrant, where you have to create SOPs, standard operating procedures. You have to create policies for that business and the solution around the solution, so that it can be sustainable. You need to have processes too. How do you move from one point to other, as in the other stage, from one stage to another stage, as you create this solution? The fourth thing is policing. So whatever business you create, whatever structures and policies that you put into it, and procedure, SOPs and processes that you put into it, you must monitor it that people who are working with you within that organization, they are doing what they should do, because that's the only way that your business will be sustainable. The third quadrant is the reward quadrant, where I let you know that entrepreneurship, the reward of entrepreneurship is not only to you, the business owner. Many times when you think about entrepreneurship, the only thing that comes to our mind is that, oh, I'm going to make money. You fantasize how much money you make. In fact, you start spending it sometimes in your mind. But don't forget that the reward of entrepreneurship does not come to you alone. The CEO, and so there are three C's in that case. The CEO, he also comes to your company staff. I remember during COVID, and it was really scary that time. And one of the things that came to my mind as solution is that maybe you should shut down this business. So I don't want any of my staff to to contract COVID, or to have this infection. It was just a scary time. But you know what my staff said? They said, no, they will be coming to work. They will work. I don't want you to have COVID. They said, madam, don't worry. It's because they are getting benefit from the business. That's why they are saying that they want to keep coming to work. So the benefit of entrepreneurship is not only to you as a CEO, also to your company staff. It's also to your community. Every time you hire one person, you are hiring like a family, because every one person comes from a family, and whatever they make from your business or they get as remuneration, they share with their family. And every time you hire one person, you reduce the unemployment rates. So it's so fulfilling. Entrepreneurship is fulfilling. The fourth C in the fourth quadrant of Yemisi Adeyeye entrepreneurship model, in the benefit quadrant, the fourth C is to the global community, to the community at large. So we have your immediate community, you also have the global community. Because if you employ people, your business is going on, rendering value to people, you are getting money, the world becomes a better place. It becomes a better place. And that is the thing about entrepreneurship. It can bring you some level of stress, but just know that with the stress comes also the reward and the excitement. Another aspect that you can go through as an entrepreneur, as a medical doctor, is to also go into health, public health and policy. Public health and policy. In this way, what I tell people that what I want people to know is that the government cannot do anything without policy, without laws governing it. So when it comes to health related things, doctors are needed on that table to ensure that right policies are made and right laws are made and things are put in place. I remember during COVID, all of us were mandated to wear nose masks. In fact, Nigeria, we even when other part of the world they stop wearing nose masks, they still wrote it everywhere in our airport, wear nose masks, and I just want to know what is happening. So what I'm just trying to say in this essence is that that pandemic time, that law that says that we must all wear nose masks was enacted, was created by medical doctors in order to make sure that we are safe. So if you are interested in policy making, you want to look at that aspect. It's very important to look into public health, So you can work with government agencies, you can work with NGOs, international organizations, and you develop policies and go for do advocacies to ensure that we have a healthy world. Like also said, NGOs are also alternatives. You can work with NGOs. You don't want to work with the government. You can work with NGOs. And working with NGOs can be in different capacities. It can be that you help them develop policies. It can be you help them to ensure quality in the service they render. You can also do direct patient care under NGO and other charitable foundations. So it's very important for us to understand the skills and mindset that we need for success. What I would like to say is that for you to have gone through medicine for this number of years, you have developed a lot of skills, and these skills are transferable in life. One of it is resilience. You have been so resilient. You've been through a lot in medical school. You did not give up. You are here today. You are resilient. So this is a skill that you need in your life and as you go on in the future. Another skill that you must have also built along the way, and you can also improve yourself in it, is the leadership skill. Sometimes they put you in different rotation posting. There's a class rep, there's group rep, posting rep, and all those things. So as you do all these things, you are also learning how to lead, and you will need it as you go on in life. Financial literacy is very important. I remember when we started Life and Hospital, I thought all we needed my husband, Dr. Adeyeye, and I, all we needed was just the knowledge of medicine. But we discovered that we needed more than that. We didn't know anything about taxes. We didn't know anything about human resource management. We didn't know about customer relationship management. There was so much knowledge there. And at that time, that was what led me into going for, trainings and knowledge in entrepreneurship management, financial management, and all the trainings and certifications that I have acquired. And it has made running our business easier and better. So if you are thinking in line of entrepreneurship, you may want to get these skills, or even else administration. You also need some of these skills too. Another alternative to the traditional pathway in medicine is going full-blown tech, going to the tech sector where maybe you become a software engineer, project manager, UI UX developer, so many aspects. They are countless. So you can fully go into that if you don't want to do the traditional medicine. The thing there is that whichever pathway you choose, before you choose the pathway, first look at it very well. Number one, why do I like medicine? And what are the things I don't like about medicine? Then, what are the things I want in life? Then, the fourth thing is that what are my own temperaments? Because your temperament is also important in what you want to do. Someone like me, I like to have variety. I want to meet new people all of the time. So I do well in this role, in this entrepreneurship, than sitting down. My husband is a surgeon. He sees the same set of people in the theater all of the time. I want to see fresh faces all of the time. So you may want to look at yourself as a person before you go into what area you want to go into. If you like maths, if you are intuitive, you don't like stress, you just want to use your brain to produce something. You may want to go into software engineering, health informatics, medical informatics, all those ones that really, really demand your rapt and devoted attention. And if you want something lighter, so there are so many options. Don't box yourself. The important thing is that you are doing your quota, you are achieving your goals. It's very important. Then communication and skill too is very important. You've learned some in school, you keep learning, you keep improving, and don't forget networking. Sometimes because of the rigor of our training, how rigorous our training in medical school was, sometimes we don't network with other people. The only people you relate with are your classmates and people you see every day. But if you want to succeed in other aspects of life, you need to start learning how to network with people and also collaborate. Collaboration is very important. Then be open to change and innovation. This world thrives on innovation. And that's why you see that even the apps you use on your phone, before you blink like 3 times, they will tell you they've upgraded it or they've changed some settings. In fact, some of the apps don't even need your special permission. You just open, you discover that they changed something. The logo is different, the color is different, they moved something. Something was down before, they moved it up. Something was up, they moved it down. They added to it. That is the word for you. So you as a person, you can't be stagnant, you can't be on the spot. And resilience and perseverance, like I said, you've learned that in medical school. You will need it in life. Don't forget that in life, as you try to make progress, there will be times that you have challenges. Don't let that stop you. Understand what you are doing, make up your mind, and pray to God about it. Don't forget Proverbs 3:5. It says that we should ask God, we should depend on Him, and He will direct our path. He will direct our path, whatever we want to do. When we tell God, He will let us know what to do. When God is on your side, you will not be afraid. In the book of Isaiah, the Bible says that you hear a voice behind you that says that this is the way, walk ye in it. So walk in it when God is directing you. If you don't have direction, please don't move. Because no matter how fast you go in a particular pathway, If it's not your right pathway, the where you are supposed to go, you are just running farther away from your goals. But when God has directed you and you are running, even if you are walking, you will definitely get there, you know. And don't forget in life that you need to balance your life and your work. So balance it, work-life balance. Pay attention to your mental health. It's very important. Don't let stress get the best of you. You know, relate with people, be functional. Don't let all your life just be about work and routine and so on. You know, also have a life, relax, you know, engage in some hobbies that will let you think well, that will make you happy. And in all, fulfill God's will for your life. And God's will for our life is God knows His will for our life, and He's the only one we can subscribe to, we can depend on, that will lead us in that path of success that He wants us to achieve. Don't forget to build a strong support network. And I want to also say this time is the time to choose marriage partner. Please choose wisely. Let God lead you. And also, please prioritize kindness. Kindness. And when you are in a relationship, it's not a time to just be wasting away so that the whole world will know you on social media, you have a boo or a babe. No, it's a time to build for your future. Talk about important things. When this scenario happens, what will you do? How many children do you want to have? How do you want to do this? What specialty do you want to go into? How are we going to do it? The two of us want to do general surgery. It's going to be very challenging. Should we wait after 5 years to start having children? And after we are done with our residency, should one person wait to start raising the family, the other person go? So there are so many dynamics that you need to think about. Most importantly, please trust God with your pathway. Commit your path into ways into His hand, and He will direct your path. That is our God for you. He has never failed. He never failed me, and He will never fail you. And don't forget, leverage your mentorship and guidance is very important. Whatever you want to do, I will advise you. Don't just shut down one aspect and start that aspect. What you should do is that find opportunity to either volunteer in that thing or do an internship or get a job in that area where you learn before you now go full blown on your own. When you see that that thing is now working for you, you can now stop one to start the other because we have life to live. You know, now you are finishing school, everybody's calling you doctor. They think that immediately they call you doctor, money will just show up. So you don't want to be stranded, so please plan your pathway, seek mentorship. I'm Yemisi Adeyeye on Instagram. You can send me a DM if you want to ask a question, if you want me to speak to you. I also wrote a book on entrepreneurship. So if you're interested in it, is on seller. You can also get a copy and read. It will help you. So that some of the mistakes I made, you or we made, you won't make it. You know, it's very important. So medical field offers vast opportunities. You want to look into it. Also look into opportunities outside medicine. Be bold and innovative in your career choices. I know sometimes it's not easy to take this steps, but you have to take it because when you take it is when you will grow, you will achieve your goals. Okay, reflect on your interest and your strengths is very important. What you don't have strength for, you don't have interest in, don't even bother. Don't bother because there are times that is your interest that will keep you going. Sometimes it's your strength that will keep you going because whatever pathway you choose in life, it comes with its own, you know, set of challenges. So it's important for you to pay attention to your interests and your strengths. Another thing you need to do, I've said it before, is to seek mentors and use resources. AI is available for you. Use it to make your work better. Use it to make your life better. Use it to maybe the reason why you even want to leave medicine in the first place is because of the stress. Would AI help you in some of the things that are stressing you? Would it? So maybe when you discover the technologies available to help you, those resources, you may eventually not want to leave the traditional, you know, career pathway in medicine, you know. So embrace the journey with open mind is very important. Remember your medical degree can open many doors. It's very important. Your this medical degree can open many doors. He has opened many doors for me. He's still open, he's still open. I'm still catching out on it. So you too, it can open for you. Be excited about it. Seek information, seek mentorship, use resources available. AI is available for you. You don't know how to use this, the promptings and so on. Talk to those who know. You can send me a DM that have resources for you. I'll send it to you. That have trainings and mentorship or something. I can send it to you. But don't just sit down and be confused. You are the child of God and He's interested in you. He wants to help you. He wants to make you successful. He wants to make you happy. So start leveraging on that grace of being a child of God. Don't be afraid to explore and create your unique pathway in life. Do not be afraid to create, explore, and create your unique pathway in life. I have done mine, and I am happy. As I'm happy with the progress I've made, and I'm still making. And I'm also not sitting down. I've started transitioning fully to tech. So if I can do it, you can do it too if you want to. So don't do things because others are doing it. Do it because that's what you want to do. That's what God wants you to do. And my prayer is that you will find peace in your path, you'll find progress in your path, and most importantly, you'll find prosperity. Because I know you like money, and that is going to be your path too in Jesus' name. Thank you for having me. I appreciate this opportunity. So once again, I'm Yemisi Adeyeye. You can find me on all social media platforms. And if you need my book, Entrepreneurship is a Beautiful Thing, is on seller.co, and you can reach out to so that you can get it. So if there's any question, I will be available to answer them. Thank you so much for having me, and God bless you. Have a fabulous life.